Good day to you all. Gonna give you a real quick story. So Big Beverly asked me a question, and I thought maybe it would help someone else. So I thought I'd just throw this out there to the world to see if maybe it would help somebody. Here we go. Big Beverly, she says to me, well, first let's say her name is Beverly Louise. She is our kitty. Allendale and Mike is our kitty cat. And Beverly is very special to us. Beverly has a little bit of an attitude. She's a tortoiseshell, so she's kind of got what the vet has called a tortitude. So she's kind of a little bit more sassier than others. But I gotta say, I kind of like that about her. I'm telling you this story because I hope that this will bring some kind of something good, something different, something new, and something good to you. Back to the question. Beverly asked me, I'm having a problem. And I was like, tell me. She says, Mama, I don't know how to dance, but I want to. What do I do? And I said, Beverly, you're mistaken, my love, because you don't have to know how to dance. And the reason I know this is because I've never been taught how to dance. Well, I take that back. I was taught how to dance in a routine, structured way, which totally took me places I did not even realize. But I will have to tell you this. When I was young, bless my family, we were not able to afford dance lessons. So back then, I was able to see the girls around me growing up. I'm saying like from early preschool, kindergarten, growing up. I got to see all these girls young girls my age, were able to do dances in the talent shows at school. And I just loved the talent shows because it gave people a chance to shine who maybe didn't really know what they were doing, but at least gave everyone a chance. And when you feel like you've got a chance, you kind of feel like you maybe, just maybe, this will be a win day. And when I was little, I didn't get to do the dance recitals and things like that, but I've always loved them. I've always appreciated them, and I had always loved seeing the teeny tiny little babies all the way up to grown adults. And there is something about dance that really, I know it's part of me because it's so odd that I know even if no one else is watching, it is still in me because I'm not doing it for others. I'm doing it for something else, for some other reason. And so it's nice to know whenever you've got something inside. But ironically, back to my story, is that I didn't take dance lessons growing up. And so the closest thing to doing that was cheerleading. In my 5th grade year, I was supposed to try out for cheerleading, and I didn't clean my room. So my mama says, you can't try out for cheerleading because you didn't do what I told you, which all in good things. I really had a really dirty room, and I really sat on that for a long time, so my bad. However, my 6th and 7th grade year, I did get to do some cheerleading, and that rocked my socks. So that gave me a little bit of a glimpse as to a structured dance platform. And when we got to go out there at halftime, and the moms of our cheerleading squad who poured in and really tried to keep us girls, these little 6th and 7th grade girls, out there just pumping it and rocking it. And we'd go out there on the halftime field and we would just dance our little hearts out. I mean, we were just really full facing it. All full on, yeah, that's how we were doing it. And I loved it, okay? Fast forward, going on. So, tried out my freshman year to be on the flag corps, because flag corps to me seemed like it would be easier to maybe be accepted because the actual dance team was basically based on girls who was in the dance program. I was not, and I kind of felt like maybe I couldn't do it, but I still tried. So my freshman year, I auditioned for the flag corps at my high school, and I made it. I was so excited. However, I realized I was standing in the back, and I couldn't see. I couldn't see to the front. So I decided my sophomore year, because you still have to try out, but you kind of still get to be on the squad, but you still have to still show that you're trying. So my sophomore year I tried out, and I did get it, but that year I decided, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move myself from the back row. I'm going to take action and move to the front, because the people in the front, they're not following anybody. All they're doing is they are watching the leader. They're watching the lead. That was key. So by doing that, it made me pay attention more, and so that's what I did. And sophomore year came and went, junior year came and went, and my senior year of high school, I was voted in to be the captain of our flag corps team. And that is part of the story, and I'm very, very proud of that, but I'm very proud of the squad we had that year too. Hi ladies, I love you. Just saying, I love you, I love you. It was the first year I believe we had Winter Guard, and I remember just being spectacularly excited and wishing this had came into our high school a lot earlier. So in saying that, then I say this, fast forwarding to another moment. My senior year, please keep in mind, remember, I have had no structural dance. I don't know position 1, position 2, position 3, 4, 5. I don't know those technically. I know what this does. Or this. Okay, however, I didn't know the positions, but I was still gonna try. I was still gonna just kind of like fake it and just kind of see what the other girls were doing, and then I was gonna go ahead and just do it. So in saying that, I was given a little bit of information my senior year by one of my dance instructors. I had amazing dance instructors, by the way. Amazing dance instructors. I was fortunate that our school system allowed those dance instructors to participate in the flag corps. So I was told, hey Jennifer, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, there's going to be a competition at OSU. It's for a soloist. So it's not really through the school, it is for the school, but you don't necessarily it's not a required participation, because it's you can just choose to do it. And so I was like, well, what are the rules? And basically you literally could just make up whatever you wanted. So what I did is there was I was procrastinating, but I decided at the last minute, about 2 days before competition, I decided to think about, you know what if this is that one time that you do something that you weren't really expecting to do, and maybe, just maybe, it would be bigger than what you actually thought it would be. Hopefully this story is what would be encouraging to you. So let me fast forward to that. Senior year, I didn't know how many girls I was going to compete against. But what I knew is I had to do something new, something different, and it had to be stinking awesomely great, okay? Those 3 things that had to be. So I thought, what is it that I can do different from other people to get a different result? That's good. Okay, here we go. What I did was this. I went to a neighboring town which had a department store, and I walked in and I said, can I speak with the manager? And with the manager I said, okay, I'm gonna throw something out there. If it's not gonna work, it's cool, it's okay. However, I'm still gonna try. So I would like to ask, I'm telling the manager this, I would like to ask if I could maybe rent out a couple of your mannequins, if that would work. And the manager of the department store was blown away by this idea. She and 2 of the workers were like, you don't have to pay anything, just bring them back when you're done. They went to the storeroom, they helped me load up 2 mannequins. And the idea was to do something different, and so I did. And I created a dance based on some movie I'd watched years ago with my mom when I was little, and The movie's Beaches with Bette Midler. Okay, so there was a song from that, which if you've seen that movie, every song in that movie is danceable or some kind of awesome. In saying that, I picked a song that I wanted to relate to the crowd, but at the same time, I wanted it to mean something. It's important that it means something. And so I chose a song, and I put mannequins up, and I painted my skin that was showing on my arms and everything, and I cut all my hair off super short, and I just went out there. I went and bought a heart-shaped balloon. I filled it with glitter. I taped a sewing needle to the back of one of the mannequins, and I put out my flag. It was a flame flag. I put out my rifle. It was a wood rifle. It wasn't a real firearm. There wasn't, so no bullets actually came out. It's just a piece of wood. And then my mannequins and so forth. Fast forwarding through all of it, there was a moment in this grand performance. To me, it was grand because I'd never done anything that big. I don't even know if I even believed in myself that much. However, I did it regardless of how I felt. I did it anyway. Fast forwarding, it was a very long day. My grandmother went to ask the judges, hey, listen, let us know the results. Well, lo and behold, the judges were actually on their way into the room anyway. And that moment, I don't think I'll ever forget. Because the judges were almost running to me. They were lit up, and I'd never experienced anything up to that point that big for me. And they brought me my first place award, ribbon, everything. And they said, I competed against 77 girls. I didn't know this. And I got first place. And there were girls lining up along the wall that was glass to watch, but I wasn't focused on them. I was focused on what I was doing, and I was really trying. Oh goodness, I was trying as hard as I could, because I seriously didn't really know what I was doing. And I'm sure if you were to actually look back at that time, my arms weren't straight all the time, my head wasn't up all the time, my shoulders weren't back all the time, my structure probably wasn't perfect. But I did it with a good heart, and I did it wholeheartedly, and that's what counted. And in the end, it was seen, and it was awesome. And to me, that is a victory. And I actually got to share this memory with some folks that went with me, and they got to actually firsthand see it. And it was awesome. And that is something that will always be held tight together with that moment. And fast forwarding, later in the school year, the squad we had that year, they competed again for the state title, and lo and behold, we won. And it was awesome. It was so good. And for me, I wanted to participate for my squad. I wanted them to be proud of their lead. I wasn't the dance instructor. I just had the title of captain. My name got put out there over the intercom, and that's basically it. However, there's still a responsibility as a leader to always know who you're influencing. That wherever you're at, the people around you, they're still important. You're important to those people, and those people are important to you, and it's how you will impact them. It's how you will choose to impact them. And I really wish I could have gone back and been healthier up here more, because when you're healthy in your brain and you're happy, you get to be a version of yourself that some people, me included, I've never experienced this level of happy. My current life, I'm actually eye-opening happy. It's like I literally don't know if I've ever been this happy in my whole life. However, what it's made me do is appreciate and go back and look at these moments in a different perspective, and know that even from the way beginnings, even the people who are in our life were in our life for a season, a chapter, a reason, and they impacted us. We impact them. So then going forward, ultimately, this great big story that lasted way longer than I thought. My point is, the dots connect. You influence others, others influence you, you impact others, others impact you. So when you make your choices for the day, or if you think about stepping out, sometimes you're doing things that you didn't realize that you were doing, and sometimes they turn into the most amazing things. Now you might think that that's where the story ends, but it's not. And it wasn't until recently that story actually has almost made a full circle. So here we go. Just stay with me because you're going to want to hear this, okay? As an adult, I remember I would tell people that I was on the dance team. I would never really all the way say what it was that I was doing or what I was a part of, because I always felt ashamed that I didn't have a structured dance. I didn't have structured dance lessons. And so basically I was more or less just kind of thinking, well, I didn't want to be made fun of. I don't like being made fun of, and I don't think anyone really likes to be made fun of. And I know personally I have a tenderness for people who are made fun of. I don't like it. There's mean people in the world, and people have been mean to me, but when you get cruel and when you start calling names and things like that, that just really shows that ugly in here. And I don't like it, and I don't want to be that way, and I don't think any of us really want to. So in saying that, I was afraid that no one would accept me as an adult. So I was basically doing the same thing as I did as a child as an adult. So fast forwarding now, I ran into a young lady that went to a high school that I went to in my adult work life. And I was literally afraid to tell her the actual truth about my beginnings, because I did not want her to see me as someone that wasn't respectable or something. And there was a moment, there was a time where you got to choose one way or the other. Two choices in front of you. You literally are gonna have to choose one or the other. And so basically this young lady said to me, "Oh, were you on the dance team?" And I said yes. And she goes, "Oh, okay, well then never mind." And I was like, "Well, why?" And she goes, "Well, because I have a friend," if I'm saying this correct in remembering, she goes, I had a friend who was on the flag corps team. And when she said that to me, as she's talking, my heart just melted, because all I wanted to do is interrupt her to say, no, wait, time out. No, I really was on the flag corps team too. And so I let her finish talking, but during the time she spoke, she said her friend who was on the flag corps team, she was able to go to OSU on a scholarship based on the flag corps program that was in place. Now, this young lady that I met is a lot younger than me, a lot younger than my brother. She's an outstanding young lady, and I hold her in high respect. And I actually knew that if I was to be honest with her, she would accept me. So I decided to be daring, and I said, "Miss Lady, what I wanted to tell you is I need to admit something that is ugly about me, and I'm going to tell you. And basically this. I guess it would just be false. I literally represented myself falsely. And so how that matters is this way. By me being able to be open with this young lady, she was able to tell me about her best friend, or a close friend, or I don't really know how tightly knitted, but she sounded like they were tightly knitted, and got to go with this young lady, so as friends, to OSU on the flag corps scholarship. And that, for me to know that Winter Guard was rolled out my senior year, and not that there was anything I did, but I just remember being part of the beginning of something. And I remember having that fear of not being accepted, but still trying. And if anything at all, if it did anything through the years that kept anything allowing this young lady or any young ladies to go and have scholarships or to go and do the things that they're doing, that is impacting. That is not because of me. That is because of the amazing things that fell into place, the amazing people that were in place, the amazing openness, and the way things have fell and fallen into place. My point is, the dots connect. So remember, you've done bigger things than this. You've done bigger things than whatever you're dealing with right now, most likely. You don't really realize how impacting you are to others. You don't really know exactly how these dots will connect later, but the more of us that actually are paying attention, and the more of us that are actually maybe just trying to do something different to get a different result than what other people are doing, because we need to be mindful of the people we look up to. Be mindful of those things and know what to do different. If you don't see their results ending the way you want them to be, perhaps you need to be just a little bit more prudent inside and just really just kind of watch. Don't let your surroundings, don't let what you're seeing with your eyes or your feelings to actually dictate you taking a chance if it's for the good, if it's for you, if it's good, or even if it's for somebody else and it's good in nature. I just think overall, if it's good and it shows love to somebody, you definitely should do it. And I just want you to know I love you, and I'm excited. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope this is my first time on video in a really long time. For you ladies out there who know me personally, I love you very much, and I don't want you to give up. And the young ladies out there who maybe feel like you just don't think you're good enough or you can't, I wish I could just squeeze those cheeks of yours and tell you, you are good enough, and you can do it, and I have done it, and I feel like I'm just at the beginning. I literally don't even know what's going to happen. I love you. Have a fantastic, awesome day. And let's make some noise. Let's be the light in dark places. Oh yeah. Feels like a wind day. Oh yeah. Feels like a wind day. I'm going to show you what Big Beverly needed to see, because she's getting she's tired. She's tired. She's real tired.